So guys, Michael Jackson. Be there, be there, be there, be there. Cause you look at me, be there. That movie was 10 out of 10, bro. I went and watched it on the weekend just gone. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite a good way they did a biopic. A lot of the times I watch biopics and I'm not really impressed. Like the Bob Marley one, I don't think it was very faithful. Whereas this one, I think it captured a lot of the issues that Michael was facing. Obviously, due to legal reasons, they couldn't release everything. There were some things that they had to keep out, like Dirty Diana. Diana, obviously, who was the one that groomed Michael as a child, and probably caused him to kind of be played a factor into why he was so effeminate. Obviously, his dad's abuse and manipulation over him from a young age up until all the way to his till basically his second album, solo album, the Farewell Tour. It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. I think it was good. But one thing I didn't really like is that they split it into two. I definitely had like another 30 minutes in me to be able to watch the rest of the film, but it stopped and it said his story will continue. So I'm sure this is probably going to be like a bit more of a conspiracy, come a bit more of a theoretical version of later events like Michael allegations against him, his death, and just a lot of the turmoil that happened later on in his life before he passed. I hope they do it justice. I hope that, but Charlemagne put it the best, really and truly. But before we move on to what the sequel has to say, I want to just kind of focus on this film first, and then we'll move on to the next part of it. So at the minute, critics have actually come in and given the film a terrible review. I believe the media hates Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson was a powerful, rich black man. Had no dirt on his name, so they had to create dirt, and we've seen this happen time and time again with powerful people. The more powerful you become, the more dirt they will throw on your name. So the Leaving Neverland, which was the documentary that was slandering Michael Jackson's whole life legacy, got such a 98% critic score, 26 audience score, so the public still did not respect what they had to say discrediting Michael. Now Michael Jackson has a biopic which is about the first half of his life, not even touching on any of the later part of his life where the Leaving Neverland would have happened. The critics put a terrible score of 38%, whereas the audience put 97%. Again, giving the critics the middle finger to show them that they are not going to allow them to slander Michael. Just as it seems there's a profound disconnect in what viewers are looking for. Critics are praising the documentary's investigation, which is Leaving Neverland, not the movie, the old Leaving Neverland, investigating nature while panning the biopic for being sanitized. Meanwhile, audiences are largely rejecting the documentary and embracing the biopic as a definitive celebration of Michael Jackson's artistry, which I think it should definitely be a celebration of biopic, but it should also tell the full and true story. So the fact that legal issues has caused people to not be in the movie, such as Janet Jackson and such as Diana, not to be able to be in the movie, that really did cause a big problem. But that was that, yeah. So boom. Now Charlemagne actually had quite something to say. He said what everyone was thinking, myself included. But before I get into that, you know what it is. If you wanna be with a boss, that's me. Yeah. Oh, I can realize your fantasy. My EP's out right now, so go find it, go pre it, go stream it. Links in the description below. And yeah, support the kid. My plug connections wireless, don't have no boss, can't fire us. She see the P, she's eyeing us. About my green like the Irish. Text and subscribe, they signing up. My line is long, they lining up. Your pussy tight is fine as fuck. Won't let you loose, I tie you up. This connection is Bluetooth. They try and bear doo-doo. You know I won't use you, this metal's like ooh. It's going right through you. That's right, it's to you. Don't act fool. Pack hard like noodles. Fuck up the truck is brutal. Think she bang juju. Can't make a man cuckoo. Can't sleep like fruit. If you wanna be with a boss, that's me. Yeah. Oh, I can realize your fantasy. Yeah, guys. So the link is in the description below for you to go stream that. But yeah, guys, let's get back into the video. So, Charlemagne the God just said what everyone was thinking.
Years and didn't find anything. If you're not going to tell me that part of the story, I don't care about the propaganda that's been put out all these years.
I think if they do a sequel, maybe they'll get into that. I know that the scene that we talked about that was reportedly removed, they say it was removed because of a stipulation and settlement that Michael Jackson, that had happened in one of the cases.
If it's a documentary of his life, I would want to see that as well. Like, of course, I want to see all the amazing performances, how he started and all that. But I would want to see that as well.
I want to see how he was investigated by the FBI for 17 years and they didn't find nothing. I want them to talk about how he owned ATV Music Publishing catalog, which he purchased in 1985 for like $50 million, okay? And how he had like the Beatles catalog, and how being that powerful in the music industry caused people to start putting these type of allegations on him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to see the real story.
But the real story.
I want to see how he was investigated by the FBI for 17 years and they didn't find nothing. I want them to talk about how he owned ATV Music Publishing catalog, which he purchased in 1985 for like $50 million, okay? And how he had like the Beatles catalog, and how being that powerful in the music industry caused people to start putting these type of allegations on him. Yes. That's what I would love to see.
I would love to see.
I want to see the real story.
The real
story. So yeah, that's basically what I'm expecting to happen in the sequel. I'm hoping that in the sequel they actually come with receipts, they come with the facts, they let everybody know exactly what's going on. But like even to the aspect of how famous Michael Jackson was, like I didn't realize that all of the songs that are in my head were Michael Jackson's songs, because obviously I'm born 98. Michael Jackson died like when I was about 8 years old, 2000 and whenever, yeah. But I came into music a bit late, and I just wasn't expecting to hear all of the songs that like were just in my head really were Michael Jackson songs. Even some of my ad-libs on the songs on my EP, you're gonna hear me go like cha 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 woo cha. I thought that was my thing, but really and truly it was Michael Jackson in my head. So he influences my music to this day, influences artists to this day. But this is just to confirm my point. Like, people don't understand how famous Michael Jackson was. Nobody else came close. He was known in every third world country as well as the West. He couldn't PA at nightclubs or restaurants like other celebrities. No sitting courtside at NBA games or ringsides at boxing events. Why? Because fans would just cause chaos and shut the place down. People don't understand the level of fame Michael Jackson had. Now, again, like I said, Michael Jackson was one of the biggest artists in the world to this day. Nobody will ever come close to his fame. I'm gonna see. I seen some numbers come up the other day. No, that's not it. Numbers come up of like how much money Michael Jackson's estate. Michael Jackson's, after settlement, the current net worth of Michael Jackson's estate stands at a whopping 3.5 billion, making this the most profitable phase of the Jacksons over 15 years after his death. So, yeah, that's crazy. That's how much money my man's coming in after his death. Now, there is something I do want to show you in regards to why Janet Jackson was not in Michael Jackson. So, I thought it would have been a video. I like the videos.
And refused to star in the Michael Jackson biopic. No one realized that 3 actions by Jafar Jackson had already angered her. Thousands of Michael Jackson fans gathered in Berlin, Germany, for the international premiere of the biopic Michael, starring Michael's nephew Jafar. However, it was noticed that Janet, who was closest to Michael, was not in the film. Janet expressed strong opposition to the biopic, reportedly outraged by her nephew Jafar's casting. The main reason was that Janet believed her brother Jermaine was exploiting Michael's legacy, as he had been a major supporter of the film, allegedly to help his son Jafar enter the entertainment industry. Secondly, Janet spent more time with Michael than most family members, and she felt she knew him better than Jafar, or even Michael's own children. After watching the film, she felt Jafar's acting and even his walking style were incomparable to Michael's. Finally, the film cut many of Michael's painful experiences to avoid touching on his sore spots. Janet believes this controversy distorts the true image of her brother. She blocked the use of her image in the film and refused to attend the premiere to express her dissatisfaction. No wonder Janet...
So yeah, that's why Janet Jackson wasn't in the film. Like, obviously, it's kind of crazy because Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson were the closest of the Jacksons, but then what's it called? Then they basically, Diana cut her out of the film, like she wasn't there. So Diana not in Michael Jackson.
Diana Ross was not in the Michael movie, and the reason's a lot darker than you might expect. Now, when I first saw Michael and saw she got cut, I was like, it is what it is. It's Hollywood. It happens all the time. But then a few days ago, Kat Graham, the actress playing Diana Ross, said she also got cut for legal reasons. And you might be thinking, why would she not want to be in a Michael Jackson biopic? But if you know Michael Jackson's lore with her, it all makes sense. In his 1988 autobiography, he famously called her his mother, sister, and lover. Michael Jackson met Diana Ross when he was about 9 or 10 years old, when he was with the Jackson 5 when they signed to Motown. Diana Ross is about 14 years older than him at the time. They were very close from the start, Diana Ross acting like a protector and kind of like a motherly figure for him during his transition.
So this is all of this stuff of the film, they missed. They didn't include none of this. Diana wasn't in the film once. I didn't see her in it once. I didn't even know who she was until after the film, because obviously, like I said, Michael Jackson was a bit early for me, so I missed that out. But I didn't know who. I was just confused as to where it was all his sisters, because I know he's got more than one sister, and there was only one sister in it. So I was just a bit like, what's going on?
An adult. Michael Jackson loved her his whole entire life. The problem was, as he got older and became a teenager, became a young adult, his fascination with her increased even romantically. And mutually, so did hers with him. Now, while there was no confirmation of real romantic stuff happening, everybody around them at the time of The Wiz and Studio 54 in that era really said that there was always stuff going on between them. And so when you're having a Diana Ross that knew him when he was a little kid, and all of a sudden was very much romantically obsessed with him, and he was with her when she's a lot older and he's a lot younger, it becomes very problematic, as you probably can expect. Michael Jackson was so obsessed with her, he literally had a dedicated room in the house for her. So if the film transitioned from showing Diana meeting Michael as a young boy to all of a sudden him with Michael as an older person at Studio 54, looking very much more than platonic, it would be very off-putting for people that don't know about that, especially Diana Ross, that would be seen as something more than just a caretaker. Now, there's way more research and
Bro, at the end of the day, bro, people don't give a fuck about men, bro. If a man's getting groomed by a gal, people do not care, bro. They do not care.
A more crazier thing to happen between them that you could do your research on, but I think if they really wanted to go the authentic route, it more likely would have been something along those lines, and of course, Diana Ross wouldn't want to do that at all.
But yeah, guys, that's the nutshell of the Michael Jackson film, of what happened in the film, what's expected to come later, my thoughts on it, and obviously some controversy about the film. So guys, thanks for tuning in to Don't Get Hit with the Brick. Go see Michael if you haven't already. Go stream his music if you haven't already. And yeah, stream my song Trap Love. As like I said, I'm inspired by him, but I didn't even know subconsciously. The link's in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.